Welcome back to the house next door.
Where real estate meets reality.
I'm Anthony Harris.
And I'm Barbara Giulio.
You forgot the real estate part.
What real estate
in our
part?
name.
Oh, yes. We did add house next door real estate, just so it's a little bit easier for people to follow us and find us, because house next door just kind of gets you in a loophole of crime podcasts.
And that's not us. Not yet.
We very well could be a crime podcast, but not at this particular moment in time. So super exciting. We are in our professional studio for the first time. We are not in the farmhouse in front of my bookcase with my dogs licking. It's a whole, we have really
our
good
turkeys
lights.
outside, or we're downtown Austin.
Yes, we're
in the city.
We're legit.
How do we act in the city?
Well,
Barbara started acting in the city already.
Well, yes, I had a couple of traumas today, which is typical. One was my CarPlay was not talking to the Bronco. And so I did a factory reset on the Bronco. I did an update on my phone. And at the same time, they both decided to just go blank for 15 minutes. No phone calls, no navigation. And I had to be from Gracie Mills to East Austin. And I realized I don't know how to get there.
What kind of realtor are you?
I haven't used a map since 1993. And I haven't been without a phone, it feels like.
But you got here early. So
I did.
I guess you did the factory reset.
So then I just started looking at, there was a map on, the map was up, but
when I tried
no
to call you and it
directions.
went straight to voicemail.
Yes, because I was dead in the water. And so then I was just sort of navigating loosely with the map. And then my phone came back on, CarPlay connected. And I literally stopped having a panic attack. And I made it here because, thank goodness, because I got lost with navigation.
Typical Barbara.
I know, right? And then I'm turning left to get onto 7th Street, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And there's this, I have this big Bronco. It's lifted. It's a big Bronco truck. It's like my full lesbian mobile, but I'm not a lesbian. I just pretend to be. I'm a closet lesbian.
A closet that doesn't to...
Well, and my husband knows this. He knows if anything happens to him that I'm fully embracing my lesbianness.
Yeah.
So, and he's fine with it.
He embraces it. He enjoys it. But you haven't learned how to fix things and be self-sufficient
No,
yet.
I don't. I'm not a very good lesbian in that aspect.
But you got the dogs.
So I'm trying to make a left turn, and there's this, I can barely see it because my car is so big, and there's this little box with a stick sticking out of it, and it's a robot, and I literally almost took that freaking robot out.
I don't think you'd be the first one to do it.
I had to stop, and I'm like, is it a child? Is it what is it? What is going across the street?
In Austin, they have little food robots that take you your lunch or favor or whatever, and it just goes... It goes to apartments or your work or whatever.
Well, what if somebody intercepts? Couldn't somebody just steal the robot?
I think they're heavy, but I don't know. Maybe they start screaming at you.
Just saying.
And they probably have GPSs.
As I told you.
Well, they do.
We do not have that in Smithville.
Or Bastrop. Or San Marcos.
Or San Marcos. No. So that was just the Austin thing. Sometimes they,
and when I was parked on the street, I saw a robo-taxi. It was a bronze color Tesla self-driving taxi.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I come to Austin all the time, but I don't really come to East Austin downtown proper.
Yeah.
I'm always off in the neighborhoods and stuff, so I don't really always see the downtown life unless I'm coming to dinner or going to come see a play or something. So, yeah, this is kind of interesting. Oh, I almost took it off. And then you had to pay for my parking because I can't figure out the parking app.
Because you're a little tech,
I know.
tech challenged today.
I am I'm a little autistic today, and I don't think that we can say that. That's probably going to offend somebody, but I don't know.
Well.
I already offended, let's not even go there.
You already offended the lesbians.
I was going to say the lesbians and technology, and now let's just
the maps.
Now let's get into the the autistic people, and we're in trouble, but that's okay.
We're unhinged.
Well, this is how it rolls. So let's get into our episode.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So this is I know that you get this all the time. I get this all the time. Have clients that call me, friends that call me, even my husband who asks me this.
He keeps asking you.
He does. And I'm like, no, you absolutely should not. But should you go into real estate? Honest answer. And like I say, I get this at least once a month.
Yeah.
So
same.
let's give our honest answer.
Yep.
Let's talk about our stories real briefly. Like, everybody thinks it's big paychecks, driving, BMWs, fancy cars.
Mm-hmm.
You get to look at beautiful homes, and you can, go to Target in the middle of the day, go get a facial, then close a deal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And get paid a lot of money.
You can drink at 12 p.m., which that is true,
Yeah.
and you do drink at 12 p.m.
Every open house we go to has alcohol.
But it's not for the reasons you think you're drinking.
It's to network and be sociable.
Or just to
social
drown
anxiety.
your sorrows. So yeah, let's talk about that. Like, why did you get into real estate?
That's a good question. Why did I?
Because your legacy, you knew what this was like. Your mom is a realtor.
Yeah, so my mom's been licensed since 91, and that was before I was born. So I was raised in it.
Shut up about 91. Anyway, go on.
So I was raised in it. And so in between high school and college, I told my mom, I was like, I think I want to go do my real estate license. And literally her first words were, why? Do you remember 2008?
Right, yeah.
So, and we lived through it as a family,
Yeah, but you were like 2.
Well, I was like 8.
Okay, well, anyway, you saw your mom struggle.
Yes. That was a hard time for us. And so she brought that up. And I said, well, I know it. I'm young. I don't know if I want to do it full time, but go get my license and just see what it's about. And I was about to go to college. So
that's like 2 extra things that my kids never wanted to do. Like, they didn't want a job and they didn't want to go to college.
Well, I don't want a job. I don't want a job, and I didn't want to go to college either. But apparently, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it is. It's called adulting. Yeah.
I hate it. 10 out of 10. Don't recommend.
So, did you get your license before you went to college?
Yeah. So I got it when I was 18.
Oh, wow.
So the summer of high school and college, I got it in a month.
Oh, wow.
And it was hard work. I was working at HEB, and I took off and just studied through it. And I got it with no intentions, I just got it just because. So I did home sales for about a year, and it's very expensive, and we'll probably get into that. But
yeah, your fees are expensive. Just, the cost
just to have a license.
Yeah, just to have a license is expensive, relatively speaking, especially if you're young or you're not generating any business, right?
I was 18, and I think just to get started, it was about $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And Easy. For 18 years old, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And plus the classes and the time that I was taking them in North Austin and driving to Austin to take them.
It's a whole process. So you
but,
got in it just to kind of do what your mom did, and
and just to have it. I've always I bought my house right after I got licensed, with the help of my parents, and I always wanted to invest in it. And so, you come around deals with your, when you're licensed, you just see them. So,
well, and it makes sense because you think about it. You've seen your mom do real estate, and so for you, it's like, let me just get this, and then if I want to start dabbling, you could probably already start dabbling a lot easier than somebody who's not exposed to that, because she can help you, she can mentor you, and you kind of already have seen that. Yeah. So your
and low-key,
legacy.
I might have helped her write contracts before.
Ooh, low key. I'm such a Gen Zer. I said low key.
A Gen Z lesbo.
What's the autism? Stop. Okay. Well, I got into real estate.
I was gonna say, are you they them?
Segue. You stop it. I was doing marketing, so I did my degree. Well, actually, I didn't really get my degree. I almost got my degree in English literature, but the last year I bailed on college because I was older. I was married, and I had my son. And so I had this thing in my head that, I'll just, wrap up my senior year of high school, have a baby in between semesters, and, that's going to work, right? No, like that didn't work at all. So I ended up not finishing my degree in English. And I later went into marketing, and I worked with realtors, and home builders and all that kind of stuff. So I was doing all this like real estate marketing. And then finally I was like, I'm tired of being behind the computer. I want to see what it's like, because I was hearing their stories and I was kind of seeing what they were going through. And honestly, I saw the big checks they were getting and I was tempted by the money initially and like the freedom that that could potentially give, because you
were in a luxury market too, right?
Well,
with marketing.
With marketing, yes, I was. And so it's like, that's life-changing money. And so I was like, I want to see if I can do this. Yeah. And so that's why I got into it.
So now you're a millionaire, right?
Oh, yeah. I've probably spent $1 million. I don't know that I've made $1 million.
In the hole. Don't ask Craig.
Right. But I think like what surprised me the most about real estate is the social aspect of like learning the city and talking to people. I had been behind computers. I had been graphic designing with just, my headphones on, listening to music. And now all of a sudden I had to like talk to people and I had to get in my car and go like into weird neighborhoods in the city that I didn't know anything about. And so I learned really fast. I had no business selling a house. And so I went to apartment locating, which we've talked about. Yeah. And I did that for way longer than I thought, like 2.5 years. But I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to navigate the entire city, and nothing fazed me after apartment. Okay, I'll tell you that much. And so, especially when you had to show like student properties.
Oh, they're the worst.
They are the worst. And
that's what I did in San Marcos.
Right.
And there's no pay.
Yeah, and sometimes rarely do you get paid. So I think that was the biggest surprise is I thought, oh, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go to Keller Williams, I'm going to join this team, and I'm going to have, this great, listing or, and I'm going to make money. And it was like, no, I was on a grind. And
we're still on a grind.
Yeah. And I learned very quickly, like, you have to have really low expectations for some of the things that you're going to see, and that's
like
okay.
Like picking up trash out of a house.
Right? Yeah. So, yeah, those were kind of like, that was what really shocked me about it. And so it's very easy to romanticize real estate. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always tell people the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
That's how I phrase it. I said the good is you have a flexible schedule. The bad is that you don't have a flexible schedule.
Yeah, what's good about it is also what's bad about it. Exactly.
You do, but even coming into the studio today, I was on my phone negotiating a deal.
Right,
And I told them, I was like, I have to go.
I know, right? And it's you can never go on vacation, but you have to always bring your things with you. And,
My laptop travels with me.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not a job. It's not, you don't clock out. You are on all of the time. And, and it can be inconsistent too. So like, okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about segment 2. I'm trying to stay on track and have some kind of form of, structure. Okay, so this is the reality. This is the reality, like, that a lot of people don't talk about. And even I don't. When my friends and clients will ask me about real estate, they're so excited about it. And I never want to take somebody's joy and crush it.
I do. Guilty.
With reality. So like.
It's where real estate meets reality.
I know. So I kind of dial back some of, I'm like, oh, you'd be great. Oh, yeah, this is really great about it. This, that, the other. And then I get off the phone and I'm like, dang, I really didn't I just touched on the negativity, and I feel like that I need to be more. So here, I'm going to be fully honest.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody, and your income is inconsistent at best when you start. Now, there are some people like our dear little baby Anthony who started out and just killed it his first year,
I don't know if I killed it, but I sold, yeah.
You sold $5 million. In your first year.
That was my first full-time year. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I killed that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we count as your full-time year.
Yeah.
My first full-time year, I sold $125,000. Okay.
That's hard.
And it was a mobile home.
So profit-wise, you were probably in the negative because you had to pay MLS, you had to pay for your license.
Hence why I went to apartment locating.
Because when you're not making money.
You really need to have a nest egg. You need to figure out you have a nest egg or a sugar daddy or a sugar mama. That is most helpful when going into real estate.
Or all the above.
Or all the above. Yeah, right? That's ideal. Then it's like, why am I working?
Yeah. Well, but then we'll just be like Josh Flagg.
Yeah.
Just a casual.
Oh, I want to be him. But then I wouldn't be a lesbian.
Well,
No. So then I would still be with men. Anyway, let's just forget about that. I segue.
So this episode's going to be, why is Barb a lesbo?
Stop. Lesbo is an offensive word.
Lesbian.
Gosh. Jeez. Okay, anyway. So income, you really got to think about, okay, at least you need to have at least like 6 months to a year, if you can, of being able to kind of sustain yourself. And that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
in this market.
If you're coming back into the work market and you do have a partner who is kind of supporting most of the household, that's a really good time to be able to segue and do that as well.
So I did none of the above. Well, I had a savings, but when I got in full time, it's just me.
You left your career.
I'm a single income, no kids.
Yeah, no kids. And that's hard.
When I have one.
Yeah.
A dog.
Well, you have a dog now, and we'll talk about Maple later. But the other thing is, and I remember running into this with some of my friends that got into real estate at the same time as I did, and they were single parents. And you have to be available nights and weekends. And in fact, when my husband is shutting down his day at 5 o'clock, that is when all of my calls start coming in. That's when I'm texting. That's when I'm on the phone. That's when I'm running comps a lot for, oh, hey, yeah, let me run that for you real quick. That's oftentimes where I'm showing. Yep. And if you have kids, that is tough. And I remember my friend, she's in new home sales now, and she's amazing. But she lasted about maybe a month in real estate because she's like, I had to go show a house when all of my kids are home and they're not able to watch themselves. And so she learned real quick.
We would go to showings with my mom.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
She was doing it so long ago that you were in the back seat with the maps.
Mapsco
telling her how to go.
Me and my brother, we learned how to read a map really well.
Yeah, exactly. And so you got to have a lifestyle where you have a partner or a support system that are okay with you, texting during dinner and missing, a lot of family things sometimes and like friend
or going
things.
to half of it
going for, having to step out and, you really need to have somebody who's holding the home front down or not have to have that need of somebody holding a home front
One of my
down.
best friends, she always tells me, she's like, I don't know how you do it. That's not me. I could never be a realtor.
Yeah, she sees it. Yeah, you're available.
Yep.
Like I get up, I look at my phone, I start my day.
Yep.
Sometimes 10, 11 p.m. at night, if I'm up and my clients are talking, that's when they're available. Everybody wants like an instant answer. Yep. They want you to be available. So I am.
You have a client right now that's across the world.
Yeah, so I have to talk to him when he's available. Yep. And we should set boundaries, but
we're bad at that.
I don't know how to
boundaries
set boundaries.
Are overrated.
The boundaries are overrated. Okay, and the other one that's really hard.
I'm getting better at that though.
You are.
Slowly.
Yeah, you definitely are. There's a lot of dumbasses and egos. Okay.
We could have a whole season on that.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a whole episode. And I know that sounds like I'm not being very nice, and I don't mean to not be very nice, but there really are a lot of dumbasses and egos in this industry, and you have to be able to take it. You have to take just going, wow, you really said that. Gosh, are you okay? I'm just going to pretend that this is how your brain's wired. I get it. Okay, so you really are this dumb. So let's just break it down. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. One of my listings. Let me give you. Yeah, but there's this beautiful quartz countertop, right? Huge, and these pendant lights hanging over the countertop. And they kind of create a shadow, and so the listing, it was I was list agent, buyer's agents. They came in and they were like, "Wow, look at these! There's these 4 big stains on the countertop. They look kind of dark and shady.
And when you turn off the lights, they go away."
He said that. He's like, when you turn the lights off, they go away, and you turn the lights back on, they come on. And I'm like, well, do you think maybe it's just a shadow? And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's not a shadow. And I said, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be there later, so I'll go check it. And I called my
Did you bring your
client.
flashlight with you?
I called my client, and he's like, how do you do your job? He's like, I'm going over there right now, because he wasn't living there at the time. He's like, I'm going to do a video of me hitting the lights and seeing that stain move back and forth. So he did. And then I sent it to the client or to the
Realtor.
buyer's agent, and he's like, yeah, I'm still not convinced. So he came in person, and he's like, no, yeah, you're right. It was just a shadow.
Imagine that.
And his partner had come in before and did the same thing, and the buyers were, I mean, it's like you just sometimes have to go.
And what's the price point on that house?
It was, what was that one? That was $815.
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
you know,
know.
these should be,
Seasoned a little bit.
yeah, well, just the buyers should maybe not be that stupid, but I don't know. Like they have
they buy it,
800
though?
and
Did they buy-
no,
okay.
they didn't.
Oh, yeah, they're
didn't.
stupid then.
No, they didn't get their offer in time. We had multiple offers, they didn't get it in time.
I had that
Surprise.
I had that happen with another one, and the agent asked me for feedback after why they didn't get it, and I was like, because I told you we had another offer on it.
Well, and that goes back to kind of dealing with dumbasses.
Yeah.
And then
and we got a full price offer that, and his was 40,000 under.
right.
But
So
that
you know,
rant is over.
It's hard. You have to have patience. You have to have
I don't have
patience, and you have to be able to just go, okay, let's talk about this and let's break it down.
Be diplomatic.
Yeah, be diplomatic is
Yep.
huge. And then, and same with egos. I have so many, like every time you talk to an agent, they're, oh, I'm sorry I missed your call. I was showing 17 houses. I have 48 under contract. And I'm like, well, that was totally unnecessary information that I did not need. But,
Congratulations.
thanks for the flex. Yeah, now I think you're really important.
Not. Now we're just going to talk crap about you.
Yeah. So you have to just be non-reactive to all of that and just water off a duck's back. So if you're triggered by that, this industry is not for you. And then, okay.
Or you got to find a drinking buddy.
And this is something that we struggle with is you don't get paid unless it closes. Mm-hmm. And so you could be working for years with somebody, and if they don't buy something, you don't get paid. Yep. If you do a listing and you put in all the staging and photography, if it doesn't sell, you don't get paid. Mm-hmm. And you could be working with a buyer and all of a sudden they decide, well, my sister just got her license, so I'm going to go work with her now. And all that work, you don't get paid. Yep. So you have to be okay with that mindset that, yes, buyers are going to drop you at times. Sellers are going to, screw you over sometimes. Mm-hmm. And you're going to do a whole lot of work and not get paid. Yep. And you have to be able to swallow that bitter pill and not get resentful. Mm-hmm. That's why you're drinking at noon.
It goes back to that.
It goes back to that. Okay. So who actually does well and who thrives in real estate?
The people that just grind. They have motive or intentional push.
Motivation?
Yeah, motivation. That word. Yeah.
Intentional motivation. No, you're right. You have to be highly self-motivated. Because nobody's watching you. Nobody's keeping you accountable. Accountability. And you have to
unless you're on a team with Barbara.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I won't hold you accountable.
You'll be like, it's noon. You want to go get a drink?
I'm like,
Barb, I need to email this offer. Well, we can drink.
No. So like if you need a schedule, there are some people who are like, I need a schedule. Oh, yeah. I need a paycheck. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not for you. Yeah. Not even. Don't even think about it. Easy answer. And then if you don't like to have tough conversations, like you cannot tell people hard things. Mm-hmm. This is not for you. Yeah. Because there are a lot of times you've got to call your clients who are your friends and tell them some really hard stuff. Mm-hmm. Stuff about the market, stuff about their house, stuff about pricing. They will get mad at you. You can't take it personally, and you have to just navigate that.
And with that being said, too, there's situations where people, some of your friends or whatever might be going through tough situations, divorce, foreclosure, and we have a confidentiality piece that we have to be that third party where we don't get involved in their drama, but we advise them to the best of our abilities. Yeah,
absolutely. And I remember, I tell you every day, I'm like, oh, no, not every day, but
every other.
I say, yeah, Anthony, I did I got to go have a tough conversation with somebody right now.
Yep.
It's not going to be fun. When you get a low offer that comes in,
I stress out about it. Like whenever I'm calling the person, I'm like, and it's always fine.
Oh, it's not always fine. It's not always fine, but
we get through it.
You get through it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be okay. So you if you need a schedule, no. If you need a paycheck regular, no. If you want to be everybody's friend and never tell them anything real or hard, no. If you're not flexible in your time, in your opinions, no. And also, if you're like a very dominant personality where you kind of talk over people like I do to you. And you have like a lot of like really, really strong opinions like, oh, this house is gross. Then no, this is not the industry for you because you have to listen.
Yep.
You have to sit back and you have to listen, and you can never make a comment about a house until your client gives you some kind of indication on how they're feeling about it. Because I've almost said this one lot was bad. And my client loved it. And I almost said, oh, it looks like deliverance out here. Which again, we're really not supposed to say stuff like that ever, but I almost did. And he's like, this is so amazing. Yep. And I was like, oh, I know, isn't it? Look at the view of
the apartment complex.
It's a rotten, broken down RV view. But whatever, you know.
Well, and I think
great.
I think there's a part of advising with, like, what I tell people is this might be hard for resale in the future. But just so that they know.
Yeah, the guy with all the people kidnapped in his broken down RV, that might hurt your home value when you're trying
or it might hurt, or it might help you.
I swear, that RV was where you wake up after you've been roofied at the bar. And you're like hogtied. Like, that's where we were. But, we put an offer in and it didn't appraise. Oh, shocking.
You probably knew that, right?
Yeah. So, okay. This one we're going a little bit longer on, but I think it's important to say, like, if you're really thinking about doing this, and it is a very, very rewarding career, and we laugh about it, but I can't do a real job. Could you do a real job?
Well, I did, and that's why I got here.
I panic sometimes when I think,
being stuck in the office.
What am I, like, I don't even think I'm qualified to do anything but sell houses now. And it's like, I love the service aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I love helping people buy homes. And this is the most significant purchase usually people are making. And it's where they're going to spend 90% of their time. This is where this is where their happiness happens. This is where they're sick. This is where their family grows. These are such important spaces that I get to be a part of.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me love doing it. I mean, is that how you feel too?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And
no, you're like, no, I just like the money.
I wish. No. But I feel like it's really cool. One of my first clients, I've sold them 3 or 4 houses now, and they've had 3 kids. They've gotten married, and so we've gone through that stair step.
Yeah.
And it's really rewarding seeing that go from a 2-bedroom house into a 4-bedroom house on 4 acres. It's really rewarding.
It is, and the people who really do well in real estate are, people who have pretty balanced personalities. You learn how to mirror your clients. You're okay with all kinds of walks of life. You're okay with all kinds of properties, and you're really in it to help serve your clients. Yep. Those are the people who do really, really well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think I speak for both of us, but we tailor our service around our clients.
Oh, absolutely.
And, we treat the $1 million client the same as the $200,000 and the $200,000 client the same as $2 million. They all get the same level of service no matter what.
And they all think that they're my only client all the time. And I love that. They
except
that they think like I don't have any clients. But I love that I give them enough time that they think that they are my only client. Okay, so let's do our game.
Yes.
We're wrapping up. Okay. Game time. Okay, the reality. Okay, real estate expectation versus the reality. Okay. So I'm going to read the statement, and then we're going to say, I guess no or yes, or expectation or not real. I don't know. Let's figure out what works. I'm not good at these games. Okay, I'll have flexible hours and more freedom.
Lies. Was that an answer?
That's an answer. I would say yes and no. Okay, ambivalence.
Yes. Do you want to make money?
Friends and family will be my first clients.
Lies.
No, lies. You don't want them to be your clients ever. I'll close deals my first month.
Big lie.
Big. Some.
If you're lucky.
I mean, potentially, but don't count on it.
Yeah.
Once I get licensed, I'll know everything I need to know to represent a buyer or seller.
So how many times have you needed to know how many square feet are in an acre?
Oh my gosh, I still don't.
I actually needed it one time.
But yeah, I mean,
So
you learn nothing about actually doing real estate. You learn things like how many square feet are in
and how many board of directors are on the Texas Real Estate Commission?
Like 8 or 9. I don't know.
We don't know.
I can't remember.
We don't care.
we cheat when we have to do our like renewals. Anyway, okay. Posting on social media will bring me business.
Sometimes. But
like once it did for me, but not really. No. Everyone will just put you on mute for 30 days if you're too obnoxious.
Don't be like that realtor in a bastrop.
I know. I don't need to bring my computer when I go on vacation, and I can finally turn my phone off.
Lies. Big fat lie.
No, I was at this beautiful spa in Asheville, North Carolina. It was like a no phone zone. I snuck my phone in, and I was working while I was at the spa. Yeah. So,
Defeats the whole purpose.
I couldn't even have 2 hours of being unplugged.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Well, and then we have anxiety about it.
Yes, you do have anxiety about it. Yes. So I think that's about it for this episode. But that is a question we get so much. I hope we gave you somewhat of a, that's a real
good
answer.
Framework, yeah.
It's a good framework. But
unhinged.
But if you're really interested, feel free to reach out, and I'll give you my sales call.
Yeah, if you reach out to Barbara, she won't tell you the real.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you what brokerage to join.
And if you join this one, you get a profit sharing.
But so that's it. So
until next time.
Until next time.
We'll see y'all.
We'll see ya.